Now it's been a while that I made any Final Cut Pro transitions. Now in this particular video I'm not actually sharing any kind of free transitions, but I'm going to show this particular transitions which is produced by PremiumVFX, which is a part of FactoryFX software which you can download in your Mac. So this particular plugin costs around $49, and I guess it is pretty cheap for the capability and the potential of plugins and transitions which it gives. So the best part of this particular transition is it is not actually a transition, it is in the form of a title, which means that you will not have any kind of shortening of clips because of this particular transition, because it is a title. And the best part is you can customize it, you can add a RGB effect, you can add a motion blur effect, you can just choose the center of the zoom transitions, the rotation transitions, the pan transitions, all those other stuff. So the name of this particular transition is Dynamic Transitions from PremiumVFX, which is a part of FactoryFX. So with that being said, I'll just simply go into the main tutorial because that is what you guys want to see. With that being said, what's up guys, PEXELS Samy here. Welcome to a new video. I hope you guys are having a great day. With that being said, let's get started. Okay, so here we are in Final Cut Pro and these are the footages which I have taken. So first go to a title panel, then search PremiumVFX Dynamic Transitions, and then you will see all the transitions in a title panel. There is rotate, there is swipe in all sorts of direction, and there is zoom. And trust me, you will have all kinds of transitions available in this particular slot. So first you are going to see A and B. A is for the first clip, B is for the second clip. And for the second clip there is a duration long and short, so you can choose either one of them. If you want a shorter transition, then you can choose the B short. If you want a longer transition, then you can choose the B long. Now I'm going to show how to actually use these transitions. So for example, I'm going to show the rotate transition. So just drag the rotate A onto the first clip, and the rotate B long, I'm choosing the B long in the second clip. So as you can see, as it is a title, there is no shrinking of clips like the ones when you use a transition. Now for example, if you just choose a normal cross dissolve transition and drag it here, then it will say that it will create a transition, but it will overlap your media to create that transition, which means the amount of media of that particular footage will be ripped off. But when you are using a title, there is no such problem. So for example, if you want a shorter transition, then you can choose the B short, like for the example B short, and then you're going to get a shorter transition. Now in this particular test, which you need to understand is A right, which is for the right rotation, and A means for the first clip, right B, which means it is for the right rotation for the second clip, and that is how it goes on and on for each and every one of the title. So there are many options which you can play around. So I'm going to just fast forward this portion and just go directly into the zoom transition. So in the case of zoom transitions, it is a bit different. Like in A is for the first clip and it is for the zoom in transition. In B long and in B short are for the zoom in transition for the second clip. And as you can see, there is a dial which is there on the viewer panel. That is actually the center point of your zoom transition. And on top of that, you can add the prism effect, which is the RGB effect, and the motion blur on each and every transition, not only the zoom transition but in all transitions such as swipe up, swipe left, swipe transition, rotation transition. You can add the motion blur effect and the prism RGB effect to each and every transitions which is available in this particular dynamic transition pack. And that is pretty simple to use. It is a very simple transition to use, and the best advantage of this particular software is that it is a title, so there is no overlapping of footage, which means that you can place this transition at the last of your video without getting scared of actually the overlapping of media and getting a shorter media at the end of the video. So these are my personal settings which I love using these transitions with. For example, in terms of zoom transition, I don't like a motion blur with zoom transition. I like a normal smooth zoom transition, and on top of that you can add a RGB effect. The swipe effects are the ones where I love the motion blur effects. You can add a motion blur effect to the swipe transitions, and trust me, the more the motion blur in swipe transition, the more seamless the transitions will look. And on top of that, you can also add a RGB effect if you feel like. That is totally up to you. For the rotation one, it is up to you if you want to use the motion blur and if you want to use the RGB. In my case, I use the default one, and sometimes I use the prism effect on top of that, but that is pretty much it. So this is PremiumVFX Dynamic Transitions. The link is in the bio. Go check them out. They are pretty good.